And we're back. If you were alive in 2001, you might remember how big a deal this was when it came out. Nowadays, how well it's regarded is down to personal opinion. Solid game, story-wise, But you'd best believe that in the lead up to the release of this, the world was on fire. Jennifer Hale, of course, providing the voice of Revolver Ocelot. This opening is still probably the single best thing in the series ever. Yeah, I just did Ninja. Already on it. So I've not played this version. I've done the HD version on PS3 and Vita. I've not done the Xbox version. Is it okay now? I turned it down in the silence between the end of the opening and when the menu popped up. Awesome. I'll be honest, I debated doing the PS2 version for this. But I decided it's not overly necessary. We'll do the tanker today, and then we'll come back at a later point and do all of the plan. Radar Tag 2.
The Hudson River, two years ago. We had classified
I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the HD version. Putting the cutscenes in full screen, but there is the option to change that. . You want to talk about visual design that's aged well? Look at this. Look at that. God, MGS2 was such a good game. I haven't played this all the way through in a while. Give me a few minutes and I'll be back up to speed as normal. Also expect me to maybe be a little more interested in the story this time than I was during MGS1. Because it's been a while since I've done this, whereas I've done MGS1 a bunch of times in the past few years. It's fine, he's got a raincoat on. He could be doing anything. Going for a late night jog, it's fine. He just disappeared, it's okay. So this was one of the things that made people think immediately that the Otacon ending to MGS1 was canon. Because when you beat the game having saved Merrill, you get the bandana, which gives you infinite ammo. You beat the game saved Otacon, you get the stealth camouflage. It's really easy to argue, though, that this game is where the series really started its love affair with excessively long cutscenes. Because, like, you open MGS1 and there's the pre-title sequence. It's like, this has an opening movie that looks really good and shows scenes from the game and all this abstract stuff and has the fantastic theme. MGS1 has the actual briefing that goes on, which you have to not press anything when the game loads up to see.
Oh boy, he's right on schedule.
So take that opening and
He'll know
like the actual
soon enough.
Opening of the game after you press start and load and start the game in MGS1, and it's still shorter than this sequence. This is going to take ages. Whether it's a bad thing is entirely up to you. But this is a game that's going to have you sat just watching the screen for an extended period. Multiple times.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the sneak point.
Everything going okay?
Stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
I prefer how the
I must
codec
have
looks in this
overused it.
game.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private sector's not so bad, is it? Privacy guaranteed?
I'm happy as long as no one gives me any more unwanted gifts.
You mean that thing with Naomi?
And I can't say I missed the chat.
Yeah, the thing with Naomi where, you know,
Naomi's
she
not so
injected
bad.
me with
That reminds me, I have to get in touch with her again about that
genetically
new mythic
engineered
flash.
retrovirus,
Diverting toys from
and
the
then
SSC
didn't tell
van
me
again.
when it's going to kill me.
Give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it's sooner and quit while she's safe.
Too true. Okay, Snake, let's get to work. You know how the technical specs of Metal Gear were sold on the black market after Shadow Moses?
All Ocelot's doing.
Exactly. And now every state, group, and .com has its own version of Metal Gear.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear
True, everyone has
powers.
some
This new one
that's a Metal
seems to
Gear
be
now.
designed to wipe
I have
the
a Metal
floor
Gear in
with
the
all the other
backyard.
models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
The mission objective is to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want
I think
you first
that's
to go up to
technically
the
called a
top level
Battle
of the
Gear Ninja.
infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is headed.
A little reconnaissance, huh?
There's too much we don't know about this new prototype. Capabilities, deployment method. We don't even know how close it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some reasonable conclusions.
All right, I'll head to the bridge ASAP.
Try to avoid confrontations. Our goal is to collect evidence on Metal Gear development and expose it to the world. It would be best if you could get out of there without alerting anyone.
Don't worry, I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good. Don't you forget that you're part of Philanthropy now, an anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized by the UN.
Recognized, but still fringe, Otacon.
Yeah, Otacon.
All right, let's look at your gear. Your weapon is a tranquilizer gun converted from a Beretta M92.
And my favorite
M9.
gameplay
It's a
upgrades
little
in the
hard to work with
series.
because you have to reload after each shot since the
trank.
slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical stun will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sighting, too.
Seriously, if you've got a Vita and you're into this series, you should pick
Depending on
up
what
the
part of
HD
body
collection on
it's
Vita.
in.
It's
We're talking
great.
about a difference of tens of seconds between hitting limbs, chest, or head. As for the equipment...
Plays really well.
Hey, Snake, cigarettes? What's wrong with you?
It's kind of a lucky charm.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
They don't look armed.
That's a weird thing to take
first
away
the
from this,
Snake.
Ninja.
These are nice, upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught. You're in stealth mode here.
Sure, and if it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
No traces?
Oh, please. I'm too good for that.
But this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains you to watch for threats from the stern on a boat. That's SOP for counter-terror ops, too. Security should be tighter.
You worry too much.
Where's the target?
Satellite surveillance is a major international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew
You know, I
quarters.
feel like there are reasons other than satellite surveillance why the Metal Gear would be in the cargo hold. Overall, this game was bloodier than the original was.
Looks like we're not the only ones after Metal Gear tonight.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry. What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon, how many men do you need to take over a tanker of this size?
The ship is run by a computer, so I'd say about 18 people.
AKS 740.
If it's just 18 people, I could take 18 people.
Russians?
You sure?
No Marine barber touched that head of hair.
Or to take them out.
I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
Looks like the tanker's theirs now.
Alright, I'll be around your house later then to take you out, Ninja.
Kasaka?
official word will be that you were involved in this terrorist action.
Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military commandos?
Not necessarily. It could be the KA-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we
Or they
need
could
is the
just bought it on
photographic
the
evidence of Metal Gear.
black
As long
market
as we
or
have
military
those, we can
surplus.
put it online and blow the whole thing wide open. So no pyrotechnics, okay?
All right. I'll do my best.
Don't tell me
This
what to
isn't
do.
like Shadow Moses. Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry,
You
but
gotta
no
be
mailing
joking.
this time. Call me on the codec when you want to save.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge. You need to be off that ship by then.
I'll be in touch.
Here we go. Alright, let's do MGS2. Ah yeah, it's all coming back to me. Do. 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 That's right, Ninja. I'm back. Surveillance camera?
Freeze. Huh?
Alright, there we go. That's what button it is.
Don't kill me.
I'm like, which button lets me move while I'm aiming at somebody?
Don't kill me.
The answer is the left bumper. Thank you. That's what I was after. I'll take the dog tag though. Going after the dog tags was always one of the most excessive things. Like, it's a side quest I never even considered bothering doing. Every individual enemy, every unique enemy in the game, has their own dog tag. Except that the dog tags are different depending on the difficulty. So you want to get all the dog tags, you have to hold up every unique enemy in the game. So any enemy that's already on the map, reinforcements don't count. You have to hold them up. On every single difficulty. It's like, you know what? Nah.
What was that sound?
One thing I do really like about MGS2 is an advancement in the series, is that enemies don't immediately set off the alarm when they see you. Yeah, there's few things that'll make me actually go through a game on multiple difficulties like that. Like, I'll do it on Earth Defense Force, because running through the multiple difficulties on Earth Defense Force is actually progress. Running through the game on easy is gonna at least, like, there's very easy, easy, normal, hard, hardest, and sometimes Inferno. Or is it just easy, normal, hard, hardest, Inferno? And you carry over whatever rewards you get between them, and you can do any mission
So
that
it
you
is
unlock.
this like Russian choppers.
So it's like, you get stuck in normal mode, do some missions in easy mode, and you'll gain more health from it. There's always progress in that way. It's the best way I've seen that kind of idea done. If you're after a good time without really having to think too much about it, Earth Defense Force is really a solid recommendation. You can get Earth Defense Force 5 and Iron Rain now. But I would argue, like, ignore those and try Earth Defense Force 4.1. It's on PS4 and PC.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
And it's one of the best games in
35
the
degrees
series.
Latitude around
And it's
58.
a lot.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas,
Turn it down
out
a
in the
bit
middle
more.
of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat worthy.
Thanks,
That
Ninja.
area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range.
Like,
too.
with
It must
4.1
be a
being older,
standalone
it's still
Marine Corps
fantastic and it's one of the best games in the
This
series.
prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment.
But it's also cheaper.
Without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later.
There's a
Snake,
lot of content
you
there
need to go
because it's
down to
basically the
hold and
definitive
locate the
edition
actual metal.
version of 2025. Who's that?
Shalashaska has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker holds. Report your status.
Control room, communications, and engine room are under control. All entry and exit points to the tanker hold secured. Infrared sensors placed in
Ah,
operational.
Olga.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen, once we have what we came for, the tanker will be scuttled.
And the vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm.
No,
pale and
Snake,
I
it's
have a
not
bad
over
feeling
yet.
about this mission. You swore this to me.
Started Russian and somehow went American.
Complete.
Do not worry.
Really shouldn't do accents.
No, this is where I belong, with the unit. I have nowhere else to go. Father, I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you that you are carrying my grandchild?
You will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Damn it.
Freeze!
Don't move.
Hands over your head, now!
Put a coat on. It's raining.
Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
We are nomads. Wanderers.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too.
Yeah, let's be fair, you being a woman means nothing here. You're a soldier, you just admitted it.
Not there. Toss it overboard.
You're a soldier in a combat
Hold
zone
that
that makes you an
position.
acceptable
Now,
target.
Turn around.
You know what you're doing. Not too shabby, is
Yeah, I didn't
it?
notice
New
for
York,
years
I
that
mean.
Olga has scars on her face.
And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice, either.
There we go.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. Conflict and victory were my parents.
Then you're definitely an acceptable target.
My family. We've shared everything. All the bad and all the good. I have nothing except the unit. Nothing else matters to me.
Am I missing? There we go.
Whoever you are, you're not stopping us.
One tip that a lot of people don't actually seem to know. When you're bleeding, you can just crouch down. And it'll actually restore your health to the point where you stop bleeding. It's actually like the best way to avoid using rations in this game. God damn it. A lot of people don't know a lot of things about this game. To be fair though, how much... Oh, why is it shooting? Like, how many codec conversations deep is it though? The game, when the game tells you that. Yeah. Cipher. The gyro system on that thing must be pretty impressive if it can remain stationary in midair in this weather.
Otacon, the ship appears to be under their control. The men have Russian gear, but I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man.
No, mine are less obvious.
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich, one of Ocelot's allies.
Yeah, the GRU colonel. He's the one Ocelot was supposed to meet up with after Shadow Moses.
Shadow
They're after Metal
Moses.
Gear.
Everything's changed. This is not going to be as simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance remote just now. It looked like the Cipher.
A Marine Cipher T?
No, Army.
First the Marines, then the Russians, now the Army?
You're right. This isn't gonna be simple.
You see, that's the thing. You don't need stealth camo to be less
There's something
obvious.
I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
I have a younger sister, a stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
Yeah.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
The sender of the tip was EE.
EE?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her EE.
Emma? Emmerich?
Yeah, it just caught my eye, you know? I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. There's really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last
Except
time
the
you saw
Lally
her?
Lule Low.
Over 10 years ago.
You think it's a trap? To lure us out here?
I don't know. After I got the tip,
can't
I
trust
did
the Lally
break into
Lule
the
Low.
Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm.
I've got a
just
light
like the
equipped
Marines
USP, I
have
can
9.
take them on
I'll
now.
find
I
those
will
somewhere
not be
around
taking
here.
them on with
Don't
anything
raise
other
too
than the
much racket with that
trank
thing.
gun.
I hear you.
That's not even just for the sake of a non-lethal playthrough. I find it easier to take on enemies with the trank gun, because a single shot, all you have to do is land a hit and you're good. Alright, I think this is going to be the Meryl tag. Oh, it's Olga. Meryl must be a different difficulty then. Oh, her head's clicking into the wall. Yeah, it took me years to notice that Olga has scars on her face. She's smiling. Okay. Use that for later. Yeah, I never noticed it in older versions. It was only recently that I noticed it.
She's not dead, is she?
No, just knocked out.
Good.
Looks like a little angel, doesn't she?
What's gotten into you?
Nothing.
Sleeping Beauty may have been awakened by Prince Charming's kiss, but you better not try it here.
I'm with you. Besides, I've had enough of tomboys.
Hey, Snake, you found a handgun.
It's a decent one. USP.
There is actually a fun cameo you can get from Mei-Ling in this sequence if you save often enough.
The USP isn't equipped with a suppressor either. If you fire it when there are enemies nearby, they'll probably hear it. Keep that in mind.
It's like when you save in this, Otacon has proverbs that he's lined up to try and do the similar thing to what Mei-Ling did in MGS1. But he completely misunderstands the meaning. If you save enough times and he tells you enough proverbs and gives you the wrong meaning enough times, Mei-Ling comes in and corrects him, and it's the only cameo, it's the only time you actually hear or see Mei-Ling in this game.
Freeze.
So, fun fact. Chances are you guys know this, but for anybody who doesn't, you can aim at the head to make them shake, or the crotch. I can't even get that now. True. There are 3 places you can shoot them for an instant knockout. The head, the heart, or the dick. I always go for the head.
Who's that?
Because it's always guaranteed.
What's going on? Respond.
The dick is harder to hit, and actually placing the heart can be really tricky. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Encounter the enemy requests back.
Well, that went completely wrong. Later, fuckers. To be fair, like, I was actually pretty surprised that I went too far forward is what it was, and the guy spotted me. I was pretty surprised that he managed to do it.
Return to your positions. Increase security. Understood. Search team to deck C. Secure the stairs.
Ah, shit.
There's somebody.
Nope. Yeah, well. I'm not too bothered about a no alert run. Especially since there's so much fun you can have with MGS2. Like I said during the MGS1 playthrough, MGS2 is where the series really started letting you have some fun with the guards.
Attack team, come back at once. Guard team, stay alert.
Not even just the guards, like, just so much of the environment. Alright, so we're gonna go and get a little Easter egg. Are we? No, it's on the deck below this. Alright. That's the thing, like, MGS5 still has a lot of those designs that you can mess around with.
Freeze.
But the tone is just completely against it. Alright, this one can be a little tricky. Entirely because of positioning. God damn it. What a time to hit the railing. And of course, I think everybody at this point knows about the ice in the ice bucket. How you can shoot some out, and the ice will melt at different speeds depending on how close it is to other ice. Weird little programming quirks like that. Clearly deliberate design for no really apparent reason. Fascinating. Take some of that. Thank you. Metal Gear. The locked lockers always bother me. And then also...
This reminds me of when we first met.
I was the one inside the locker that time. We're equal now, huh?
Not unless I wet my pants.
That's a low blow, Snake. You can also hide enemies you've knocked out in the locker. Just open the locker, then drag the body to the locker. If you open the locker, you can use the door as a cover during an exchange of gunfire. But, of course, this is a pretty flimsy door. There are limits to how many bullets it can withstand.
In all the
Don't
years
count
I've
on
played
it
this
too
game,
much,
I've
okay?
never hidden behind a locker door for cover.
Push the action button once more to get out of the locker. You can see out from the slit in the door. Make sure you check the area using first-person view before you go out.
It's weird that this does this so slow. Because the way you do it is actually the right bumper on this. It's weird that it's so slow.
If you open the locker, If you open the locker... You can also hide... If you open...
Why isn't it working?
If you open the locker... Push the...
Okay, I'm messing up how to do this.
See those lockers? That's a good place to hide yourself if you're in a pinch. Push the action button near the... If you open the lock...
God damn it, come on. Yeah, pretty much. It's a funny Easter egg. And I didn't know about it until the HD version when there's the trophy for it.
Push the action...
I know you can do it with this one.
Freeze.
Are you going to...
Yep.
What do you think you're doing,
There we
Snake?
go.
You don't have enough to keep you busy? Try to remember the mission if you can.
Still in a dream, snake beater. Bow, bow, now, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing until the HD version because of the trophy. Do 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 do. Oh jeez, this guy's back up. It's just another one of those things that really contributes to Metal Gear Solid's really weird design. Is there a need for it? No. Would it be the same without it? No.
Raven. Freeze.
No!
I'm glad he didn't fall over the railing. It's the kind of idea that led to Metal Gear Solid 3 seriously having a boss that could shoot bees out of his mouth. Yeah, we also have this little Vulcan Raven toy for some reason. It wouldn't surprise me if that was actually the Raven model from the PS1 MGS. It's clearly not, but you know, that'd be a neat little idea. Yeah, you're not wrong, Ninja. It worked. Alright, I actually want to take out that guy up there. Just because he'll probably end up spotting me at like the worst time.
Freeze.
Don't shoot.
Thank you. Okay, that was a little weird. You're supposed to stop to look at that, jeez. That's why I purposely shot there, to make you stop and look so I could get a better shot. Yeah, you're definitely not wrong about MGS5 not really having that humour. Look at this guy. Why is this guy using binoculars?
Are you going to...
What's he intending to look at? The ridiculousness of Metal Gear Solid. And in the end, like, the ridiculous nature of a lot of it is probably why the series has survived so long. Why it was so well beloved beyond just being a classic. Phantom Pain is like the only game in the series that I feel like should be a hard no to will I stream it.
Way to the engine room on the port side is complete. We'll return
And like
to
the whole
position
thing
following
with that
control
is
of the small
really
room
just a
on the
case
port
of
side.
it's so long and so little goes on. Like there's stuff you can make fun of with this game, and even with 3 and 4, because story happens. Well, MGS5, so much of it is nothing happening. Okay, it's got its mission-based gameplay, kind of like Peace Walker did. But Peace Walker also had co-op. MGS5 is largely just a case of you're running around doing nothing for ages, and then when something is going to happen, the game will spoil that it'll happen. You know what, I need to go and take out the other guy. I just realised what this area is. There's like the whole mission design of MGS5,
Freeze.
where for some reason it has a credits list for each mission. Like when the game came out and there was the whole thing of Konami took Kojima's name off the box. And everybody was super pissed about it. And then the game came out and it was like... And I was like, maybe they took his name off the box because his name appears in the game so many damn times.
I see it. Some kind of device on both sides of the hall. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly. Plastic explosives.
So this is what they were talking about.
Looks like it. If you trip the sensors...
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
That sounds about right.
I'm not in the mood to go sleep with the fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another way.
No need to worry. There's a way through. Take a close look. Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives?
Yeah.
That's the control unit for the sensors.
Plus, not
Destroy
just the
that,
fact that
and the
Hideo
sensors
Kojima's
stop
name appears
functioning.
so
You
often
can't get
in
in
there.
close enough to
It
touch
also
it, so
spoils
you'll
when
have to
something's
shoot
going to
at it.
happen. Like, you finally
But
get
the
into
M9's
Afghanistan,
knockout rounds
and you
won't work.
rescue Miller,
The USP
and then you
picked
start
up should
doing
do
the
trick.
missions.
Use that gun.
And they're all pretty routine, and then you get to one where something will actually happen, and you'll know something's going to happen because the intro with the credits says featuring Skullface and the Skull Unit. Like, there goes any suspense with that. I understand your dislike for open worlds. The open world I didn't think was so bad.
Checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the
It
hold
was
room
just
at this
kinda
time
pointless.
for the scheduled briefing session with the commandant. You are ordered to continue manning your
And the only
posts
time they
until
ever
then.
really did anything interesting with it was like, I remember specifically one time when you're heading towards a mission area and the game catches you on the way to that mission area with a surprise extra mission, which is the quiet boss fight. Except for that entire thing, the way they do it is the area that there's only one area that leads to the mission you're going to. And that area is where you have to go through, and that's where Quiet attacks you. If they'd had a variety of locations where Quiet could attack you, it might have been more interesting. But it undermines the point of the open world to do it like that.
Freeze.
Don't kill me.
There's good and bad points about its design, but when it comes down to it, like, so much of it was needless. It was bloated, and
Freeze.
like, despite being bloated, it had a lack of stuff going on. And when it comes down to it, my main reason for not wanting to do it for the stream is just because of how long it takes. It's such a long game with so little happening. And it does bring up the idea again of, like, why do these games feel the need to be open world? What does it add? The answer is not enough to justify it. I feel like that's the case in so many games as well.
Colonel, we have sealed the stern hatch.
The lift is also under our control.
We're on the foredeck, about to descend to the holds.
Sir, the Marine Commander has started his speech already.
We will complete the preparations before the end of the speech.
All communications to the holds.
When it
have
comes
been
down
sent.
to it as
No
well,
one is
like,
aware
I feel
of our
like the
presence.
single main thing, and I've probably said this before because it is a recurring point in my head.
Yes, sir.
The single
We will
main
secure your
thing
exit
you need to
with
do
our
with an
lives
open world
necessary.
game is make your method of travel at least somewhat
Yes, sir.
interesting.
My daughter, keep her safe.
Yes, sir.
Like, Metal Gear Solid 5 kind of has that a little bit with D-Horse. But the problem is, if you have D-Horse, you can't have D-Dog. And D-Dog is far more useful.
Who goes there?
And so, as a result, the way you're going to get around is probably going to be mostly driving.
Aim for the lights.
In the lights, it makes no difference. You idiots are wearing like bright red goggles. I can see where you are.
Snake, what's
I
wrong?
pressed
Snake!
the open menu button as the grenade exploded. I was like, wait, shit ass grenade. I better equip the rations so I can auto use them. And so I pulled the left trigger to open my menu, and the grenade goes off just as I do. Like the worst timing. There we go. That should be it. There we go. Yeah, that was me being kind of reckless. I should have had the rations equipped. Like, just in case, anyway.
Who goes there?
It's largely a case of, like, the thought that I can do this,
Oh, shall I
combined with the thought of I don't want to use rations if I
Why
don't
are you
have to.
here? We thought you were with the Colonel. What the?
It's amazing that nobody heard that gunshot. Like you're on a metal boat. Sound echoes.
The Colonel will be joining you soon, comrade.
Yeah, let's do
Snake,
this.
Are you in yet? Have you made it to the holds?
It's taking longer than I expected. We've already passed the Verrazano Bridge.
All right, we'll use another recovery point.
They may be planning to change course.
What?
The exits to the deck are all sealed.
What are they planning?
If they get Metal Gear, we're going right off the fringe.
You're all
The men down here are definitely Marines.
If the deck is sealed off, they have no way of knowing that the ship's been taken over.
I'm not interested in fighting these guys. The weapons won't do me much good here.
Alright, let's try and get a
See
couple of the
Metal Gear?
Easter eggs here.
No, I'll have to go around to the bow. They have some serious defenses here. I doubt the recent arrivals want to blast their way through the Marines either.
Wonder where they're headed.
I don't know. Not the beach, that's for sure.
Okay, Snake. Let's go over this one more time.
Alright, let's do
Use
this.
this camera to get photographic evidence of the Metal Gear prototype. Now do your thing and take pictures that speak louder than the government's plausible denials.
Remember in
We need
2001
4 shots.
when
Metal Gear
photographic
from the
evidence
front,
was a thing and
front right,
Photoshop
and
wasn't?
front left, and a close-up of the Marine Corps marking.
Marking?
There should be a Marine's insignia on the body of Metal Gear. Just let someone try explaining away a clear shot of that.
All right.
There's actually one little thing.
Just spit it out. I'm used to things going wrong.
It looks like someone's monitoring our transmission.
Who?
I don't have a clue. All they're doing is watching. It would creep me out less if they tried to interfere with our communications.
Could it have something to do with that cipher we saw?
Maybe. I've switched the encryption protocol for our burst transmission for now. What I want to do is use a different method for sending these photos, just in case.
Instead of using the codec?
You can send pictures through the codec?
Exactly. There's a workstation in the southeast corner of the block where Metal Gear is housed. I've made arrangements so that you can send the pictures from the machine.
Arrangements?
I hitched a ride on Link 16 at the U.S. military's
Well,
proprietary
it creates a
network.
case of
Managed to
like
get into
what's
that
going on
workstation
here,
and overrode
even
a
more
part of the
than
system
there
software
already
so I
was.
could remote install a little app I wrote.
Why bother with anything that complicated?
No, it's pretty simple, really. Look, all you have to do is stand in front of the machine and push the action button. The app will automatically launch and download the image data
Like,
from the camera.
if there's one thing the
split
tanker
files and encrypt them
section excels
individually.
at,
The
it's
data
the
packets can
idea
then
of
masquerade as
what's supposed to be a routine
So all I have to do
operation
is push
going
the action button in front of
incredibly
the computer
wrong
once
due
I have the
to
pictures, right?
Well, sure, if you put it that way.
like the Russian
one more thing.
interference,
The
but
commandant's
also
already begun his
the
speech.
decidedly
But you need to get
more
the pictures before
unknown,
he's done talking.
like the
Otherwise
cipher
they'll spot
and
you,
whatever
okay?
Ocelot's up
How
to,
much time do I have?
and the
I hacked
person
into his personal
monitoring
files and took a
the
look at the text of
communications
that
but not
speech.
doing anything
I'd
to
say you
interfere.
have 7 more minutes. Longer if he throws in a joke or two.
A 7-minute time limit, huh?
Remember, Snake, just the photos, okay?
With these kinds of odds, I won't be making any sudden moves. But that doesn't mean we can just let Metal Gear be hijacked.
Okay, but first the photos.
All right, we'll deal with the rest when we get there.
Stay low.
Yeah, I've never had the time limit run out.
At the moment,
Of course, when I say that, what I mean is, like, I've gone over 7 minutes before on this,
go to a number of rogue states.
but the timer hasn't just ended.
Was to compete with the U.S.'s nuclear strike capability.
Because it's always like, yeah, I'm throwing a joke.
Metal Gear derivatives.
It's all stretch and stuff.
We initiated the
Yeah, that's what I
Metal Gear
suspected, I
raid
just never
as a countermeasure
confirmed it.
to these pirated weapons forces. The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal Gear.
The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is another Metal Gear.
The hundreds, if not thousands,
Meanwhile, in the
of
room
Gears
is the
that
man
exist all over the
who
world
took
are no
down,
longer a threat.
at this point,
The
3 Metal Gears.
operation will be contained, and it will be the Marine Corps and our raid that will accomplish this. This weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete.
So we can take that hatch on the bottom left to make this a lot easier.
About their nuclear strategy in the light of the
But doing it like this gives us access to a few Easter eggs.
The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs.
Like the Marine in his underwear.
Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of raid. The opposition from the Navy is an undeniable fact. There is a lot of pressure from Navy brass, especially those with submarine not to mention interference from a major player. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind.
Here, let me see if I can get the right photo here.
Ours is not the only military project devoted to Metal Gear development, but
there we go.
Cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's. Theirs is a program that will add fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit worrying.
It is a fact that players in favor of such a policy are attempting to derail our own Ray project. But I promise you that they will not succeed.
So now that I've gotten the 2 pictures I wanted, we're going to just go through the bottom.
You must be careless. Let's do a little stretching, shall we?
Forget about
Right. Up. Right.
Looks like I went down here just in time.
Getting back to
I haven't worked through that.
I have a daughter. It is my greatest wish never to have her or her children experience the horror of nuclear war. As a father, I want to leave a better world for the future generation. As a soldier,
I think we're going to make good time on this, though.
Metal Gear Ray
We're almost there, and we've got like over 4 minutes left.
cruise deep underwater. Move in undetected and make its landing on any shoreline.
Honestly, going through the hatches is just the best way.
You're all familiar with the
Specifically because of the intruder to the left, intruder to the right, intruder at the back.
state of nuclear proliferation.
Thing like that. It's so unpredictable. I think it's random which direction he says as well. You can actually get into this room through one of the upper floors as well.
Metal Gear.
There's a pole you can take to slide down in this room. I've done it a couple of times. You can only slide down it, you can't climb up it.
Onboard Joint Tactical Information Distribution System identifies targets with unerring accuracy. Takes them out with massive fire. It is the ultimate weapon. It is yours to guard. But you all to think about what that means. This new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Ray, after the great manta ray. Our ray has a sting that nature never gave the manta. This latest
So it's a sting ray.
rule the sea and land as we never have before.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, no, this is it. That's what I was thinking of.
Ours is not the only military project devoted to Metal Gear development, but it cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's.
Make sure he actually
Theirs
stays
is a
out.
program that will add fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation. I seem to be repeating my...
Alright, let's check out those photos we've got. You can actually skip all of this by just pressing like start. Anyway.
So, any codec moments from you, Snake? The first image is... Isn't this that soldier on the deck, Olga? I can't believe you took a picture of her, all things considered.
Like, there's a bunch of things Otacon will mention if you take pictures of them. A lot of stuff will just be like, this isn't what we need, but some specific things do actually have unique dialogue.
And the next one is... It's almost right, but not quite.
Like that.
We can't use this.
I wasn't sure about Raven, honestly.
The next one's... Sorry, but this doesn't work.
No.
I hate to ask, but can you
Sure,
try
there's a
again?
line like mentioning dudes not wearing not wearing pants.
Next up is... Ah, don't send me creepy stuff like this. What if I get possessed or something? Sorry, but this doesn't work. I hate
That's
to
a good
ask,
one,
but
though.
can you try again? So, what's the last one gonna be? Didn't think Gerlukovich was involved, of all people. We need 4 images. One from the front right, the front, and the front left, and a close-up of the Marines marking
If
on the
Autogun
prototype.
gets possessed, like,
Get
what's the worst that'll
prototype on
happen?
camera.
Alright, let's take the pictures then.
Chalk it up to old age.
That noise means you've gotten the you've gotten it right.
We have intelligence that there are anti-Metal Gear terrorists planning to target the ship. Intruder to the left!
Ah, shit.
Intruder!
Good.
Intruder in the back. The worst time. The worst time for that to happen.
Snake, respond! Snake! Snake!
The absolute worst time.
Its onboard joint tactical information distribution system identifies targets with unerring accuracy and takes them out with massive firepower.
Alright.
It is the ultimate weapon. It is yours to guard. Let you all to think about what that means. This new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Gray, after the Great Manta Ray. Our ray has a sting that nature never gave the Manta.
And when you clip it, Ninja, stick it in the Discord if you would, please.
Land as we never have before.
We have a specific channel for
Ours is not the only military project devoted
the
to
stupid
Metal Gear
stuff like
development,
that.
but it cannot be more different in nature than the Navy's.
I say it. We have this. We have a specific
Theirs is
channel for
program that will
the
add
clips.
fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation.
That's good.
I seem to be repeating myself. Chalk it up to old age. George Sears surrendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal Gear Rex and next-generation nuclear warheads.
Next generation
But
nuclear
even you
warheads?
have heard rumors that he was forced to resign after the failed cover-up costed his influence in the political community. The Metal Gear Rex development on Shadow Moses was supposedly the first preparatory measure taken against the future possibility of reduced nuclear defense.
Alright, come on. Where is the... There it is.
NMB technology leaked to other nations would make that contingency likely. But if this theory is correct, it means that there was a calculated intent to cash in on this opportunity by specific interests within the military
Alright, the
industrial
tricky one
complex.
is going to be the front
We are
shot.
here today to flush out and rid our country of these corrupting forces. That is our mission.
I feel like you should have called it Intruder in the
Bear that
back.
in mind. This turned out to be longer than expected. At ease. Rest a little.
Ah, that's not good. Ah, shit.
To move on, the human race is about to slide back into the endless arms race of that last century. And we cannot afford to play that Russian roulette again. The Metal Gear Ray you see is here to prevent that possibility. The brain drain of nuclear...
I knew as soon as it happened, it was like, oh, he's gonna say Intruder in the back here. He's gonna say Intruder in the back.
Since late last century. The Metal Gear Ray you see is here to prevent that possibility. The brain drain of nuclear... Since late last century.
'Cause I knew as soon as it happened, it was like, oh, he's gonna say Intruder in the back here. He's gonna say Intruder in the back. course, you didn't hear him say intruder in the back because the Marines actually, it doesn't matter which direction they turn, they always turn in a specific direction before he says anything.
Okay, I'm receiving the images. The first image is... Okay, that's good. The shot from the right is in the bag. The next
I do
image
like
is...
that there is the signal noise
This
that
is
tells
great.
you you've
The
gotten
Marines
the
lettering
shot.
shows up really well.
You've gotten a good enough shot.
The next image is... You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot.
I'm not sure if the
next
chime
one's-
for when you get the right shot was
Okay, this
was
works.
in the
It's a
original
great
version or if
front
it was
view.
added in substance.
Okay, now we have all the photos. Snake, the speech is about to wind up. Forget the photos and get out of there now.
That's a fun thing. If the time limit is almost up,
We,
I'll
the
kind of let you
Marines,
go
will lead
with
the charge
3
into a
photos.
new world order with Metal Gear Ray. That is all. Dismissed.
See, that's the thing. Like, I've played the original like twice. The original Sons of Liberty. Every time since it's been substance. But the chime's a good idea. It's a good feature.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the...
Gift
of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. End of a liar.
Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
Ocelot just here is great.
I am Shalashaska,
Also called Revolver. Ocelot. Yes, one wasn't widescreen.
What do you want?
Does it matter? Arrest
This
him.
machine will be quite useful.
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
Steal?
No, I'm taking it back. Like, if you don't want to shoot him, that's understandable, but immediately take him into custody. Somehow Chunky over here managed to get behind him. Remember when there was like 40 soldiers? Like, there was probably over 40 soldiers in here a minute ago.
Understood.
Where did most of them go?
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. That's right. No one has to die needlessly.
Wouldn't that have been more of a reason to shoot him? Like, all it takes, because the entire scenario here relies on the Marines not shooting.
Get a move on.
But all it takes this entire scenario to collapse for Ocelot and Galukovich is for one itchy trigger finger. When it comes down to it, Ocelot's not going to kill himself for this. He's not going to push that button while he's here.
Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
You're Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian.
Is that really the fault of the US, or is it the fault
intend
of
to
Russia for selling its land?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
I regret to inform you that I have no intention of selling Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back.
Who would have suspected that Ocelot was going to betray people again?
Yes, returned to the Patriots.
Hallelujah,
Low. How's that possible?
Ocelot, have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ, Golukovich.
Kind of sad that this is like the only point in the game Ocelot has his duster.
No hard feelings, Colonel.
I love the duster.
Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War. Metal Gear only has room for one. Golukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
But if Golukovich sits on his lap, maybe there'll be room for two. I think the most unbelievable part of this is that nobody else shoots Ocelot at this point. Like, he's just killed both the Russians and the Marines commanders. And neither the Russians nor the Marines decide to shoot Ocelot here. Except for maybe those guys. Not the rest of them, though. When it comes down to it, as good a shot as Ocelot may be, he's got 12 shots. Because he insists on using a revolver. 2 revolvers.
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Well, they are now. Yeah, everything just goes from bad to worse. It's fascinating. Plus, there's also this bit where nobody can hit Ocelot.
Ocelot!
There's a reason for it, but that's not going to be explained for a while. Gotta hand it to you, Ocelot. Didn't expect this from you.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother.
To be fair, I think the way they resolved this in MGS4
No
was
wonder Naomi
stupider.
passed you over for the Fox Dive program.
Ouch!
Get out of my mind, Liquid!
Like, the idea is dumb, yeah. But the retcon in 4
Price of physical prodigy.
just makes
Few
it
more years and
worse.
you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm!
Oh, Kojima never wanted to make a sequel to begin with, did it? All the time he spent complaining about the idea. Yeah, look it up. Oh, Kojima didn't want to make a MGS2. Which is weird when you think about Peace Walker and 5. But I feel like I kind of doubt Konami was like, hey Kojima, make another Metal Gear game for the PSP. That's the thing though, he was in 4, he wrote 4. Honestly though, with this, I'm just glad that we have more Camp Park. Why'd you push the other guy, dick? I feel like this shot here is straight out of Godzilla 98. Judo kick. Ain't got time to bleed. I don't have any Stinger missiles, Archon. I've seen way too much footage of water putting through things lately. Like super high pressure water jet. Just straight cutting through things. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, everything has just gone to hell. Kinda curious how, like, because there was originally the idea of having you escape the tanker as it was flooding. Kind of curious how that would have worked out, but apparently it was actually kind of boring. I love it. What? Gotta say, I love this sequence here. Then, hey Snake, how you doing?
No problems. Proceeding as planned, sir.
And then back. Oh yeah, no, I can definitely do that. I'm not talking about seeing footage of it doing that. I'm talking about seeing footage of, like, a high-pressure water hose just cutting through objects.
At the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
That's interesting because it's openly stated that George Sears isn't president anymore, which means he's talking to a different person there than he was in the MGS1 credits. Yeah, I do prefer Rex's design. Hour and a half, that's definitely taking into account the cutscenes as well. Next time on Mecha Ball Z. So Substance has the VR missions and Snake Tales. And while the Snake Tales are a cool idea, they're unreasonably hard. Oh, did that annoy you? Did that annoy you, Ninja? Like, the Snake Tales are unreasonably hard for one reason, and that is that there is no radar. Because the entire game is designed around use of the radar. And not having it creates a problem. Or if somebody's watching it with headphones. Like, Snake Tales is a cool idea, and I like a lot of the execution, except that there's no radar available. Because it makes the entire thing a lot more awkward than it really needs to be. You're stepping incredibly carefully everywhere because you'll probably run around a corner into an enemy because you don't have a radar for the game that was designed with a radar. Designed for a radar. VR missions. I'm pretty glad they brought this back. And just included it in the game this time. Because I feel like there are as many VR missions in this as there were in the VR missions game. specific pathway. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. That was close. I couldn't find the entrance.
Is there some... Great.
Yeah, if you want more out of MGS2, VR missions are a great way for it. The alternative missions are kind of weird. I suppose my biggest complaint is, like, the two question marks on the Raiden are different costumes. It's Raiden, Ninja Raiden, and Naked Raiden, and then it's Snake. I think there's Tuxedo Snake, MGS1 Snake, and another snake. I can't remember what the other snake is. But for the most part, it's mostly the same missions, you just have to do it with a different character. Except it's not really a different character. It's basically Raiden in Grey Fox's suit in the exoskeleton, but with the face mask open. But that's going to do it for us today. Metal Gear Solid 2 will return with the entirety of the Plant chapter at some point, maybe Saturday. Sonic Adventure will be beginning tomorrow. At the usual time, but we'll be starting Sonic Adventure then. I'm going to take a look here. I have Sonic Adventure on Xbox. It's an HD version, port of DX Director's Cut, which sold the DX Director's Cut extra content as DLC, which was bullshit. Same with Adventure 2. It's Adventure 2 Battle, but with the multiplayer stuff that was added in Battle cut out and sold as DLC. But we're not going to be doing either of these. We're going to be doing the original Dreamcast version. So that'll be tomorrow, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. When we get to SA2, we'll be doing the GameCube version of Battle, rather than the Dreamcast version. Actually, because the original version of Sonic Adventure is probably the most stable, weirdly enough. It feels like every time they ported Adventure, it got buggier. But with Adventure 2, there's not really a reason to do the original over the GameCube version. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Sonic Adventure begins. What needs to happen with RE4 Ninja? I feel like I've forgotten what I was saying. I feel like I've forgotten what I said that could really match up with that. To be fair, Sonic Adventure had problems to begin with. And like, we're gonna complain about Sonic Adventure. You can count on that. I like a lot of its ideas, but in the end, Sonic Adventure is a game that has aged very poorly. Although, interestingly enough, my opinion of modern Sonic is that Sega should do Sonic Adventure 3 and actually put the effort in to make it work, rather than just crank out a barely tested piece of shit that isn't worth touching. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Big special thank you to everybody who joined the chat. That's Amanda, Ninja, and Star. Back 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow with Sonic Adventure to continue the Sonic Marathon. Metal Gear Solid will return with the plant section of MGS2, possibly on Saturday. If not Saturday, then it'll be Monday. I am unsure whether we'll be streaming tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. But considering those are always kind of off schedule anyway, I never do anything super important that I know people want to see during the day. So if we do stream tomorrow afternoon, it'll probably be more Tomb Raider. Yeah, with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye bye. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye. 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 Bye bye. Bye.